I'm just going to run through a couple of releases for the lower back and then the upper back rotation and shoulders as well. So join me on the floor. So we're going to begin by coming down onto the floor slowly, slowly, slowly. Please use a head block beneath the back of your head if you find yourself looking at the ceiling behind you. So we ideally want to work with the chin drop down. So if you find yourself looking there, put a block behind the head and it will just bring your head back to a more neutral position. We're just going to start by drawing the knees in towards the chest, and just to get a little bit of release there for the lower back. So as you draw your knees up and in, this will lengthen the muscles through the mid and the upper back. So the higher up and in you can draw the knees, the better. Okay, let's take a deep breath into the back of the ribs. Couple of times. And then I'm going to ask you to hold your right leg in, hands either side of the knee, like so, and send the other leg away. But we want to keep your back, the lower back, pressing into the floor. We call it imprint. So you can raise the leg to make that happen better, or you can lower it if your back is fine with the leg a little bit lower. So just see what happens. You can work with your head up or your head down. So I'm going to work with my head up just to show you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch the legs. So draw the knee in as close as you can, point the foot, and really lengthen out that leg long from the hip socket. Keep drawing the belly button down towards the spine. That will engage the core muscles. So this is about lengthening the hip flexors here. A little bit of core work. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears if you've got your head lifted. You can also do this supporting the back of the head or with the head down, as I said before. Okay, and then bring the knees in towards your chest. Just take a little rock across your back from side to side. And then I'm going to ask you to neatly roll over onto your side. So onto your side, we want your legs bent, the hips in line with the shoulders, and the hips also in line with the back of your feet, with the soles of your feet. The head can rest on that lower arm. You kind of want the head to be still sitting on the spine, so you don't kind of want that position. Okay, so, and you can even use a pillow here as well if that works better for you. So make sure you don't have any pressure in the neck at all. Okay, otherwise it's really distracting and you'll end up with a crick in the neck. Bring your upper arm out front. Okay, we're going to raise the arm just to about shoulder height, and then we're going to take the arm across the face and then take that arm behind you. You can roll a little bit backwards, but I'm going to ask you to keep your hips stacked. Circle the arm behind you and then bring it back around across the hips and then all the way back around again. So maybe breathe in as the arm goes behind you and kind of try to watch the fingers, but don't strain your neck. So if you lose sight of the fingers, please don't worry. And you can do this movement with a bent arm or slightly soft elbow. And we're really interested here in the shoulder socket, so where the arm bone meets the shoulder. If you feel like you've got any pinching in your shoulder joint, put the hand on the shoulder and circle through the arm, but with your kind of visualizing the elbow circling instead. Okay, we're going to do a couple more here. So allow to roll back a little bit, but keep your hips running forwards. You can do that up to 10 or 12 times, no problem at all. Okay, and then from here, we're going to change sides. So I'm just going to change ends, if you like. So rest the head onto the lower arm. Just check your posture so that your back is relatively straight and the feet are kind of in line with your glutes and your shoulders back with your hips as well. And then make sure that your head and shoulders are comfortable. That's really important. One side might feel quite different from the other, and then let's bring the arm out front. So we're going to take the arm off the floor and then start by taking the arm across the ear, across the face behind you. And you can just roll back a little watching the hand, but keep the hips facing forwards. So maybe breathe in as you take the arm behind. You're going to feel this all through the shoulder, probably into the chest wall, maybe down through the arm. You might feel it into the back of the shoulder blades. So again, if you need to bend the arm completely, just rest the hand on the shoulder and circle that way instead, okay? So we just really want to get that movement through the shoulder joint. Work in a range of movement that is okay. If you feel any clicking, persistent clicking, just reduce the range of movement. Okay, but sometimes we need a few little clicks to untangle the muscle. So only just go where it feels okay. Remember, one day can feel quite different from the other in terms of the body. And let's take a couple more here. Okay, good work. And then we're going to lie on your back facing the ceiling. So this next movement is rotation. So that the last movement we did was included a bit of rotation for the very upper spine. And now we're going to do a little bit of rotation for the mid and the lower spine as well. I'm going to suggest you maybe start with the hands on the rib cage. So just beneath the chest, feet and knees together. And then keep the chin slightly tucked down. So again, use something for the back of the head if you need to. We're going to try to keep the ribs still as you take your knees out to one side. So draw the stomach muscles down towards the spine and only go as far as you can, that the ribs still remain beneath your hands. And then come back to center. And let's go to the other side. So draw the belly button down towards the spine. Imagine the rib cage is being gently pulled downwards. Shoulders stay on the floor, arms stay on the floor, and then back to center. So maybe breathing out to the side and breathing into center. Try and keep the feet and the knees stacked. So by fixing the shoulders and by fixing the knees, we're forcing, in a nice way, rotation of the lower and mid spine. So we know that we can go a little bit further, and if you want to do that, we can unlock the arms a little, take them out to the sides and take the knees a bit further, but just still maintain contact between the back of the shoulders and the floor. And still visualize drawing the rib cage down as you go out to the side, keeping the feet and the knees together. This really is designed to rotate the lower spine, and then obviously when the spine rotates, the muscles that attach to those bones and those joints will also become lengthened as well. So it's a great movement for tired, cranky backs. You can do small ranges of movements where you take the knees, just very small range of movement from side to side, and that works at the very base of the spine. And then taking the knees a little bit further out to the side will just gradually creep up to about your mid-spine. Of course, you can go all the way to the side and you can make a hold there as well if you want to, but just be aware the legs are quite heavy and they will pull on the muscles in the lower back. So if you've got a back condition, please be very gentle and go in small increments out to the side. Let's just finish with another 2 on each side. On your left, let's finish there. And from there, you might just want to take a full stretch out for a moment, really stretch out through the arms and the legs. And very well done. I'm going to leave you there. So just a little bit of work to untangle the shoulders and the back. Thank you very much for joining me.